Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is September 29, 2025. This week, we will be doing an update to testnet for the cross-network reporting to fix that so that now there'll be a prefix, or you can explain that later, Tim, so that whenever you sign for things for testnet is different than when you sign things for mainnet. And there's also another fix that Caleb, you can explain.
So the other fix is that we had a problem with people creating a validator with, let's say, key A and then putting a key B in for their key name whenever they started their node. And what that key name isn't really used to sign blocks on the validator side of things. It's only used for signing vote extensions. So without that properly set up, you cannot sign vote extensions, and that's not good. So now you will be jailed. There won't be any slashing. Downtime is the only punishment. So just double check your setups, make sure you're using the right keys, and yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you, Caleb. And Tim, what are we doing for the other fix?
So for attestations, we did not have a layer chain ID included in the data that gets signed. So that means that we also have the ability to slash people for bad attestations. So that means if someone uses the same validator on two different on layer mainnet and layer testnet, someone could submit attestations from one chain to the other as malicious attestations and get slashed for it. It's not a problem if no one ever uses the same validator keys on different networks, but yeah, we just added a fix to include a chain ID. So chains can just differentiate between different layer chains.
Thank you, Tim. So both of these fixes were documented, or documentation to not run into the problem was provided, but nobody really followed it. So these are workarounds. But now you guys know, I think we've been announcing it for a couple of weeks now. Just make sure your setup is properly working. All right, Spotty.
Nobody's talked about the dispute yet. Are we talking about the dispute? We had our first dispute on mainnet. Our first dispute on Tellor mainnet was this morning because a source went crazy and said that the price of Rocket Pool ETH was like $2 billion. So we're fixing that. Also fixing that it gets disputed if automatically, when it happens, if it happens again. It was not a median, by the way. This was not a median value that a user would have gotten. It was like a micro report.
Thank you. I was just about to clarify that. You read my mind.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah, I've been testing the newest Cosmos version we're going to upgrade to 0.53.4. I had all the tests passing at one point on Friday. There's a lot more cleanup to do in the end-to-end folder. There's just a ton of redundant code and kind of fragile timing from the tests. So yeah, and I'm gonna add more tests using the new features of the update.
And then just to make sure that we clarify, so for the update for Cosmos, is it 553 or 54? What
53.
53. Somebody asked something about a version for something else this morning. Nick, you can clarify what that was, but we need the latest version. Currently, we're using version 1.22. Can somebody explain that?
Yeah, we're using 1.22 right now. And
For what package? For what?
For Go 1.22, and then this new Cosmos version requires 1.23.
Okay.
I think the current version is like 1.25 something. But I think the current, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it works. Like if you're always just using the latest, I think it should work just fine.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I've been using the latest this whole time, and I just found out today that we're using 1.22. I haven't had any problems.
But in the next upgrade, if you're on a really old version and haven't updated your Go in a while, it's not going to work. So it might.
So at a minimum, it has to be 1.23.
In the future, yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But if they were going to do updates to their Go package stuff, start with 1.23, because we are going to be switching to Cosmos 53. Akram.
Try to implement the daemon fix real quick and also work on the indexer.
And what he's talking about with the daemon fix is that just like Spotty mentioned earlier for the dispute this morning, we're pulling data from APIs and also from contracts, straight from contracts. And the weird number that we have came from a contract. So we're fixing that. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, so I fixed that proposal column so the vote results will now pull even if the vote has not ended yet. That's for the Explorer. Still troubleshooting the validator pies on the Explorer, and I'm adding the new Saga feeds. That's pretty much done. I just need to update the best practices rating sheet. It's getting a little crowded on there, so I might need to figure out a new layout for that. And then once that's all done, then I'm gonna go to the testing mainnet running nodes and validators.
Nick.
I'm gonna go do some more testing on prepare for that testnet upgrade, rerun everything, prepare the scripts. Yeah, and then do some other monitor stuff I got. But should be good.
So the mainnet update that Nick is talking about is happening tomorrow at around 10:30 a.m.
Testnet update.
I'm sorry, yes, testnet update tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. If anybody's on the testnet network, we'll need to upgrade, guys. All right, and we'll see you guys next week.